What time is it? Yeah, man, it's time to grow. So, the subject today is how to lend money to family and friends, right? This is how you lend money to family and friends. First of all, if this is a new person that is asking to borrow money, so this is the first time this friend has asked you to borrow money, or this is the first time this family member has asked you to borrow money, this is what you do, right? They're gonna ask for an amount. Depending on how big or little you see it, you need to be comfortable. Because remember, this is the first time this person's borrowing money. You don't know if they're gonna give it back on time or give it back at all. So you need to decide, if I never get that money back, is it going to affect me? Or if I get that money back late, is it going to affect me? So when you lending money to someone for the first time, you lend an amount that if it doesn't come back or if it comes back late, you're cool, because you don't know if this person's good for it. Yeah. If the person asks you for an amount that you're not comfortable borrowing to them for the first time, this is what you do. Two options. First of all, this is what you should do. Be upfront and honest with them and say, I'm not comfortable borrowing you that amount of money. A lot of people are not going to be confident to say that, so separate from the confidence thing, a lot of people, because of their relationship with that person, isn't going to want to say that to them. So if you don't want to have that conversation with them and tell them that you are not comfortable borrowing them that amount of money, yeah, you say to them, I'm not able to do it at this time. And for all you people that think, but I don't really want to lie, you're not lying, because you're not able to do it. You're not able to mentally bring yourself to borrow them that amount at this time. So you're not lying, for any person who feels like, I don't want to lie. Yeah. So if you're comfortable telling them the truth, I'm not comfortable giving you that amount of money, fine. If you don't want to say that, just say, I'm not able to do that at this time. Because you're not able to mentally bring yourself. Okay, so let's move forward. So this family member or this friend, they want to borrow money again. So either the first time they paid it back on time and they pay back the full amount, then you know, okay, I could trust this person. If this person wants to borrow again, like he or she proved him or herself trustworthy. Or they're going to show you that they're not reliable, right? So actually, let me pause that. Let me just say something that needs to happen, right? This is important. When you lend money to someone, like, take note, when you lend money to someone, a deadline has to be in place. It depends on the person, and it also depends on how comfortable you are doing this, on whether you tell them the deadline or ask them what deadline they suggest. Do you get that? So you're borrowing Fred money on Friday. You borrow Fred £50 on Friday. You tell Fred, I need that, I want that back by next Friday, the full amount. Are you able to do that? If yes, cool, here's the £50 or $50, yeah? Or no, you can't, okay, I can't give you that because I need it back by Friday. Or if you don't want to approach it like that, or if deep down the money, if you don't need it really back on time, then you say to them, when are you going to give that back to me by? Then let them tell you when. And sometimes it's even better that way, because they're taking the accountability. So if they hit that deadline, they feel like they're disappointing you more. Do you get that? So you always need a date. You can't just borrow someone money and they give it back to you because I'll give it back to you soon. How long is soon? How long is soon? Okay, so right, let's move forward. You've lent this person money once, this family member or this friend, right? So they either prove to you that they're reliable or unreliable, right? Now, if the person proves reliable and the subsequent times they ask you to lend them money, it's an affordable amount, cool, you're good. Okay. Oh, you want £20? You want £20 until Friday? Okay, cool. You know you're going to get your £20 back on Friday, or $20 or whatever, yeah? If the person's not trustworthy, yeah, and obviously everyone's life is different. Everyone's family setup is different. You might have some cousin that you're close to, but they're a crackhead. Yeah? You might have a cousin that you're close to, but they're a crackhead. Really unreliable. Yeah? You might, your feelings towards that person and the way you treat that person might be different to your friend that has got a very good paying job and a Mercedes and everything, when he borrows you money and he's late back paying, yeah? So obviously there's different feelings towards different people, or you might have some youngsters in your family, you know, your young 15-year-old cousin might want to borrow money. So obviously people are going to have different leeways depending on your relationship with them, depending on their personal circumstances, etc., yeah? So if, say, your crackhead cousin always wants to borrow money and it's not reliable, but it's not a lot of money, it's £5 here or £10 there, and you're not going to miss that money, one thing you could do is say, here, take that. Let me borrow my £10. I swear I'll give it back to you by the weekend. You know he ain't going to give it back to you, but at the same time, that money you're not going to miss. You love your cousin as much as he's a crackhead. You love your cousin. You know what? Take that. It's mentally better for you because you're not thinking about it. The transaction's done. You're giving it. You're not borrowing it. However, obviously, yes, what could happen is that the recipient could then get used to that. Okay, I can just ask him for money and he's not even going to ask it back. He's just going to give it to me. Obviously, you need to be aware of that. And if the person starts taking advantage, then you know what? No, I'm not borrowing you the money. Yeah. Also, instead of saying, okay, just have it, what if someone is asking for an amount that you're not going to miss? Yeah. What you can do, so lend them the money, get them to tell you the date that they're going to pay it back, but write it off in your mind. So it's almost the same thing as what I said before about just saying, no, keep the money. No, let them say they're going to pay it back, but write it off in your mind. In selected situations, I'm not saying do that for everyone. Like an example, your crackhead cousin that's only borrowing £5 or $5 here and there, or £10 or $10 here or there, and it's not often, then you say, okay, look, pay me back by the weekend, and then write it off in your mind. If he comes back on the money by the weekend, cool, thank you. If he brings it back later, you know, he's late. You said he's going to bring it back next weekend. Make sure on time. But thank you. But you've written it off, so you don't even remember. Yeah. Another thing with borrowing friends and family money, you may have some friends that have really, really, really poor money management, and you care about them. So according to me, you're well within your right to ask them what the money's for. Yeah? Oh, you know, I'm going to this job interview. I need new clothes for this job interview. Rather than giving them the money, okay, a shirt's going to cost this amount, a suit is going to cost this amount. They ask for the amount, and instead of taking the money and buying a decent shirt and you know, suit, they go and buy like a really substandard one and spend the rest of the money going out. People like that, this is what you do when they ask you to borrow money. If you got the time and patience. Oh, I need money for a shirt and a suit for work. Can you borrow me £150? yeah, like, okay, I'm happy to help you, but this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna come to the shop with you, and I'll buy the suit for you, and then you give me back the money. Yeah, because sometimes, yeah, people are borrowing money and they're managing the money bad. It might be to pay, like a bill, debt, or something, and they mess up their money more because once they got the money, before they pay all the money to the debt, they're like, oh my god, this girl wants to see me. She wanted me to take her out for dinner. Oh, this girl's so hot. You know what? Let me just pay half the bill and then I'll sort something out after. So they're making poor money decisions, and you know that, and you care about them. So if it's someone that you're really close to, like your younger brother or something, yeah, then you can say, you know what? Because obviously you might have a friend that you've only been friends for, say, a couple of years, and your relationship with them is not deep like that, and then that situation happens, and you know they're really poor with money management, but you don't have that relationship with them that you can say to them, no, look, I'm taking you to go and buy the suit. Like, I'm not giving you the money. This is how I'm going to help you. I'm going to buy it for you. I'm going to come with you. So you might not have a relationship like that with some people, but if it's like your younger brother and you always tell him about his poor money management, you could tell him, no, I'm not giving you the money for you to buy the suit. I'm coming with you. Do you get that? Yeah. So what you just need to, so let's just wrap up here. Yeah. Because I made a few points. So the one thing ultimately you need to do is have a deadline when you're getting the money back. Yeah. You need a deadline. You tell them when you need it back by, or you ask them, when are you going to pay this to me back by? And they're going to either give you an acceptable answer or an unacceptable answer. The person might want to pay you back in two parts. Are you happy with that? You need to be happy with that, yeah? So number one, there needs to be a deadline and an agreement, yeah? So just in case, you want to pay it back in parts or whatever. So that needs to be in place. The second thing is you need to be comfortable. And if you're not comfortable, you need to tell the person you're not comfortable. If you're not comfortable telling the person that you're not comfortable, then you say, I'm not able to do it at this time. You're not lying because you're not able to do it. You're not able to bring yourself mentally to do that. But you don't say the whole sentence. Just say, I'm not able to do that at this time. Yeah? And then the third thing is employing specific tactics for specific people. Yeah? And one of the main things I'm saying about, when I said, like, maybe your crackhead cousin wants £5, and you manage your money well, you're more than fine for money, like you've got a lot of money. £5 or $5 is nothing to you. Yeah. Your cousin's going through hard times at the moment. He's hooked on drugs or whatever, and it's going to kind of ruin your relationship with that individual a bit more if every time you see each other you're asking for that £5 and he's making excuses, and then he's avoiding seeing you because of that. If you're in a position to help someone and they're going to not be reliable with paying you back the money, and you could just, look, let me help this person. Yeah, okay, here's what. Or, it might be a good friend. He's normally, manages his money well, but he might have lost his job. Yeah? Obviously, we're in COVID times now. That's the case for a lot of people. But your friend is good with money. It's your friend from day one. You've known him your whole life, him or her, for your whole life. And he's in some desperate situation. It could be anything, any kind of crisis. And he needs to borrow, say, £500 or $500. And it's your good friend, and you know his loyalty. He doesn't mess about with things. You know what? Hold that £500. I know you're struggling at the moment. You know what? Pay me that back when you can. If you're able to, if you're comfortable. And if obviously, or you might not be comfortable generally, but he or she's your good friend. You love them to the heart, and you are their only option. Okay, of course, that comes into play. Yeah, you might not be comfortable, but helping out this person that you love true to your heart is more important than you taking that £500 out of your thousands of pounds savings. You know you're not gonna get the money back soon, but you know they're gonna give you back the money when they can. Yeah. So the key points here is to not let money ruin relationships with your family members and friends. If you have to look a family member or close friend in their eye and say, yes, I've got the money, but I think that me borrowing the money is going to put you into worse debt. No. Struggle, yeah? Now, get yourself together. Let's work out how you're going to manage your money better, rather than me keep borrowing you money and you getting into more debt with me, yeah? That's how you handle borrowing money to family member or friends. Click like if you like the video. Comment below if you are happy to share any personal stories, or if you've got any comments on what I've said, or if you agree or disagree with anything I said. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe, and I catch you on the next video. In the meantime, continue to grow.